This is a $1 broadhead. This is a $100 broadhead. We're gonna see how much better the $100 broadhead really is. So these are the Amazon broadheads, 12 for 14 bucks. They are power light, energy saving, waterproof, and explosion proof. This is the $100 broadhead. Comes in its own special case. It's like a ring, engagement ring or something. Solid, American made metal. First, we're gonna do an initial sharpness test out of the box.
We got our beef cheek meat here.
I didn't even know they made this.
Oh, it's like butter through that, dude.
That's the 100, never the $1.
You should probably get out of here.
Dixie, look how tough.
I mean, it's trying to cut through it. There we go.
Yeah, that is some tough meat.
Clean cut right there. Alright, that was pretty easy. Dixie, ready? Okay. I can definitely like feel it doing more ripping. Can't get through that tendon there. Definitely a lot more resistance with this one than we got with the $100 broadhead, but got the job done.
And after a few other tests, we're going to come back to the meat, do a sharpness test again to see how good they are at keeping an edge. Now for our first test, we're going to do penetration versus the stack of styrofoam plates. Ike's our shooter.
Alright, Amazon up first. We're about 15 yards. Stopped somewhere.
Did it?
I think. Oh yeah. Oh,
just through.
Just barely, literally just the broadheads poking through. 200 styrofoam plates. This one's known for its penetrating power. I expect it to outperform the old Amazon one. I think this air is going to end up buried in the plate. It really wasn't a great shot, but it didn't do a whole lot better. I mean,
cheated a little bit and it didn't go through all the way.
I was going to say, it didn't even go through the whole way.
That's interesting.
Not as much penetration. I did not see that coming. Paper plates are a little grippy.
In all the broadhead tests on YouTube, there's one thing I've never seen. A headshot capability test. So we got some coconuts. This is going to simulate a skull cap for when we like to do headshots. If we don't feel like blood trailing, sometimes we'll just head shoot them. So we're going to test the skull crushing ability.
We don't actually do that.
Pretty small target. What's your predictions on what's going to happen to the coconut?
I think it's going to be about the same. I think this one will punch a hole, and that one, since it's a single bevel, might like split it or something maybe. Cheap broadhead. Coconut.
Oh my god!
What the heck?
That was insane. Did you hear it?
What was that exploded? Glanced off the top, I guess? So I said something was going to orbit, but it was going to be the end of my arrow.
So is the broadhead on there, or just the back of the arrow is snapped off, which I've never seen that happen.
I'm going to have to hit it perfectly square, but I don't really want to stand any closer after seeing that.
What do we got?
Nothing.
No blades, no tip.
Barrel's bent.
Look at that. Everything's gone on it.
Expensive broadhead.
Will this one go through or will it glance?
See, I hit that one like a little bit high, so I feel like if I hit it square, it won't glance. But like, I'm nervous. Deflected the air, deflected at a weird angle out of it.
I gotta do a retest on that one.
See if I can get right in the middle. Bullseye.
Right through. What's the backside look like?
Just kind of punched a big chunk of it out. Tip's still sharp.
Is the tip bent?
No. Bleeder blades still look good and everything. Just almost cut my finger with it, so the blades are still sharp.
You ever had that?
Yeah, I've had it. I don't know why I did that. I don't like it. Do we try another cheap one and go for like a square head on it?
Yes. Good thing we got 12 of them.
Behind this tree. That one went much better.
Sounded solid. Oh.
Got a big crack in it?
Yeah, but look at the tip. No blades on it. It just snaps this front part right off. It did crack it.
I will not be drinking the milk out of this one.
Yeah, there's blades in there somewhere.
Right here's where it was. A few years ago, I had a buddy shoot a buck with this crossbow, using not these same cheap broadheads, but another cheap broadhead. And I'm pretty sure the same thing happened, because trailed the buck, Never found it. Literally 2 days later, my other friend's grandfather, who was his neighbor, looked out in his backyard and buck was laying there in his backyard 2 days later. Wasn't there the night before. In the morning, 2 days later, the buck was laying there. Be warned about these things. I'm sure that people kill lots of deer with them, but...
Fatigue.
Now we're going to test out the blood trailing, blood spray capabilities of these broadheads.
Jeez.
So as you can see, if you shoot one with a cheap broadhead, it's going to look like it just got smoked with the 50 BMG.
Holy heck. Oh boy.
You're definitely going to want to clean that off ASAP.
That ain't good.
You better clean that off right away.
Let's send the $100 one at it.
Dropped it. Headshot.
I heard the lungs deflate out of that one.
Me too. There wasn't as big of an explosion from that one as the first one.
It was like...
I mean, I guess the 3 blades would punch a little bit bigger hole for stuff to get out of, probably, right?
That's the $1.
That's the Amazon. I don't know if you can see it, but the broadhead's not wiggling. A lot of movement in this arrow down there. I guess this came unscrewed a little bit, maybe. The insert, oh no, I think it popped out whenever it hit the wood. Oh, that one's gonna live in there with this other broadhead that has also been living in there for a couple of years. Pretty sizable hole.
Pretty good hole.
I think that looks like the entrance.
That's right about where we try to hit deer.
Yeah, right in the ear hole, right there where the ear attaches to the skull. Came a little loose. Still no point deflection. That one bleeder's kicked a little bit.
Is it bent a little bit?
A little bit. That's what your arrow should look like if you get a perfect heart shot. That one a little high. Definitely not as big of a hole. It will kill. Now time for the extreme bone test.
If a broadhead can go through that, it can go through anything.
Expensive broadhead.
Now these bones are cooked, so they're probably a little bit brittle maybe, but dang.
Shattered it. Look at that. Snapped it right in half, right below the knuckle. Hit right there.
Jeez.
Big damage to the blades here.
Yeah, that's surprising a little bit.
They're pretty chipped up. Definitely no edge.
Cheap broadhead, that has what people call a bone crusher tip. See if it can crush the bone.
I imagine it's not going to go any better than the coconut went.
Deflection. We glanced at, yeah, look at that. I've never seen that in my lifetime. Look at that impact.
Pull that out.
That must be where the arrow slapped. Jeez.
Right here's your fletching.
Jeez.
Let me guess, no blades.
Check. No blades on it, completely exploded. Adding it to the pile. Now that all the tests are done, we're coming back to the cheek meat.
First up, the cheap broadhead. After the coconut. We're not getting any cut.
Yeah, no cutting.
No cutting there. Interesting. Now, the expensive broadhead. I mean, it's cutting. It's definitely not as sharp.
A little bit of cutting?
Oh, it's cutting through it. I have to put a lot of force into it.
You
know what's sharp? The backside of it. Look at that.
So
So
they
they sharpened the backside too. And those didn't get beat up, so they cut right
that's
through.
sweet. What do you think? What's your thoughts?
I think the expensive one obviously won because it didn't explode 3 different times. I think this one you can definitely kill with it. But after seeing the blades pop off, I'm a little leery of. I'm sure they'll kill. I'm sure people will have killed with them. Definitely a lot of room for error. If you want to see our biggest broadhead test ever, a little bit more scientific than this one, we'll have that video linked right up here.